it's bringing me back to this journey, doing what I do and what we all do. We get on social media, we want to share, we truly have like this stuff that we want to share with others, and there's intentions behind it. But at the same time, sometimes I feel like, am I doing this stuff to fill a void? Am I doing this because I'm supposed to be doing it? And I've really noticed lately that I only want to get on social media when I'm like going for a walk and relaxed. I don't want to make these fancy reels anymore. Um, and I feel like that's part of me closing that gap, in my own little way, right?
But you're backing up your feelings. So we have feelings as children, but because they're not backed up by parental uh, permission and validation, we drop that feeling.
Mm,
But the feeling is now just suppressed,
yeah.
right? So you are now backing yourself up. You're like, you know what? I actually, if you ask me, I don't like to do this social media thing or whatever. I don't like to cook big meals for big on Thanksgiving, or I don't like grandma, whatever it is.
Right.
Uh, And then you go, okay, now how can I validate myself and
Mm,
back my own truth?
yeah.
And it feels risky because all of culture is saying go this way, and you're now saying, no, I don't want to go that way. So it's a risk, and people are not going to like you along the way. People are
Mm,
going to pressure you. Why aren't you on social media? Or how dare you not cook for Thanksgiving? You've done it every year. Or how dare you not go meet grandma? She's so nice. So you have to risk that.
yeah.
So ask yourself, do I want to follow my own truth and get my validation and love myself? Or
Hmm.
do I want to be fake and get other people's validation and their love? Which one do I want to be?
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful questioning. And I feel like tools to help you do that would be journaling. I journal every single morning, and just my sitting in meditation. Thoughts will arise and I'll have feelings like a tugging either towards or a tugging away from, um, you know, things that are happening in my life. So I always encourage everyone listening to find a practice that works for you, a mindfulness practice, whatever that is, whether it be the writing, whether that be the sitting, the breathing, the visualizations. I'm just, you know, all of what you're talking about now can be guided through those practices. Yes.
100%. And what those practices have in common is inner reflection.
Mhm.
Because I think we are not aware that the greatest relationship, the most important relationship, the most significant relationship we need to have is with ourselves. Because we're not aware of that, we don't sit with ourselves and we don't reflect on ourselves. We would rather reflect on our partner, what are they doing, what they should do different, what our children should do different. But we're not doing this to ourselves. But this is the most important relationship. And
Yes.
in order to have a relationship with ourselves, we have to do it through inner reflection. Like when you have a relationship with your child, you play with your child, you walk with your child, you sing with your child. When we're having a relationship with ourselves, we have to do those things with ourselves, but that requires going within, because the ourselves is the inner self,
Mm,
right? Our self is the inner self. So we have to have a relationship with our inner self, and
yes.
we don't cultivate that.
Yes, and I've coached mothers for the last 2 decades in multiple things, from physical fitness to martial arts training to health coaching and now high performance coaching. And one of the things, the biggest pattern I see is that moms don't want to take that time for themselves. They don't want to carve out that 5, 10 minutes in the morning or in the evening or whenever it is to fill their own cup before they start pouring into others.
Right,
Any,
because they have now believed that who it is they are is that self-deprecating person, meaning they put themselves down and they put others first. That is a lie. They are actually not that person who has no time, but that is the image they have of themselves, that they are martyrs, that they're selfless, that they are so busy. And so when they then are told to spend time with themselves, they look at that as being selfish,
Mhm.
because they are so bought into this image of themselves as selfless.
Right.
So they deprecate themselves and they put others first because that is their agenda, that is their persona. But that's a lie, because nobody should put themselves second. All
Mm,
of us should put ourselves first. then the others. And
Mm-hmm.
we're all living this lie, especially women and mothers, because we think, oh, no, 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 children should be first and the husbands should be first. No, we should be first and then we decide who's next. But first and that feels very appalling to women who have been groomed to put themselves last.
Right.
We've been groomed to put ourselves last. So we equate good girlness, good womanhood, good motherhood with putting ourselves last because that's how we were groomed.